What is digital transformation and how should it be implemented? Where does Armenia stand on its journey toward digital transformation? And will artificial intelligence eventually replace humans? In order to get answers to these pressing questions, industry leaders gathered at the Doing Digital Forum in Yerevan on April 5th. The founding organizer of the forum was Spring PR, with Ameriabank acting as co-organizer.
In Armenia, we have strong human capital and potential, which is becoming a solid ground for Armenia to turn into a new regional destination of technology and innovation. And what will take us to that destination? Technology? Not enough. People is the answer.
The main speaker at the event was Chris Skrinner, the author of the books Digital Banking, Digital Human, and Value Web, recognized by the Wall Street Journal as one of the top 40 most influential people in financial technology. With 35 years of experience in banking and finance, Skrinner has provided guidance on digital transformation to institutions and companies, including the United Nations, World Bank, and World Economic Forum. Notably, on the eve of the forum, Skrinner held a masterclass exclusively for the Ameriabank team.
I think it's really important to understand how the world is digitalizing and how it's transforming. And so the importance of this Doing Digital Forum is to bring that understanding to Armenia. On a competitive basis, economies will fall behind other countries across this region if it's not led by the government, the central bank, and the industries involved and the financial institutions involved in Armenia. It's also a great opportunity because there are other countries around Armenia where this particular country and Yerevan itself could position itself to be a regional hub for digital transformation and fintech.
The speaker also emphasized the areas that have proven more successful in digitization.
Some sectors have already transformed, like when we look at retail, it's still ongoing, but thanks to Amazon, there's been a very strong change in retail. We're seeing similar things happening, particularly in transportation, the airlines, the trains, and the idea of self-driving vehicles. But I guess the one sector that I feel maybe hasn't got it yet is in the medical industries. Not within private medical, but in public medical.
Artyom Shamtsyan, Chief Innovation and Digital Officer at Ameriabank, spoke to reporters about the potential of digitalization.
Ameriabank is already in a digital transformation, is actively in digital transformation. So for us, this is an opportunity to share our experience, lessons learned, and popularize the topic.
Strategy is key. We must all, each of us in our own role, clearly understand why we want to transform. If we have the answer to why, surely the whole journey will be much easier. At the event, one of the most pressing questions was whether digitization may lead to the replacement of humans by artificial intelligence across all industries. The answers were interesting and thought-provoking.
There are big issues in doing digital transformation because a lot of people, particularly if they're in large companies like a bank, feel threatened by the change. And a good example might be the fact that you're reporters here, and yet every single one of you could have your articles written by an artificial intelligence engine. And the same is true in a lot of organizations, because I remember this chief executive of Deutsche Bank said that nearly all of his people were just accountants who could be automated. If you hear those messages, then people will try and stop the digital transformational change. But the companies I've dealt with that are doing transformation well focus very heavily on making sure that their people are reskilled, repositioned, and secure in the fact they're not doing it to throw them out of the company, they're doing it to make the customer experience better.
We are often discussing the way we approach banking. Instead of referring to it as the banking system, we now use the term fintech sector. We see significant changes that have already taken place on a conceptual level, and the way we communicate is changing too. The main focus of today's discussion is around the question of what digital transformation means. Is it about technology or about people? Based on my insights gained from various speeches and interactions, it's clear that the answer is people.
The forum also featured a panel discussion on the road to digitization and the future of finance and technology, moderated by Chris Skrinner and the first deputy editor-in-chief of Forbes Russia, Yelena Tofanyuk.